our culture is so engaged in the quality of life and living that we forget about the quality of dying and death.
Questions about dying are some of the biggest, deepest, scariest questions that we could ever ask.
My name is Andrea Cano, and I am a hospital chaplain. I find that people approach the theme of dying and death better if we talk about their life, reflect about their beginnings and their family and the things that they've done and what's meaningful to them. But usually it's such a deep, deep, deep process. Essentially, they open up the conversation and we just follow.
I'm Jenny Sasser, and I'm an educational gerontologist. As long as I can remember, I've been very interested in the big questions about what it means to be a human being. Questions like, who am I? Why am I here? What's the meaning of this life? What happens as I grow older?
As chaplains, we really try to convey that this is not a medical event. This is a sacred event. It has forced me to become much more contemplative and quiet, or see each day as if it were my first day on earth, with its wonderment, with all its possibilities, and to live it as if it were my last.
I've had really close people in my life experience really different kinds of dying processes, all the way from anxious, fearful resistance to a kind of like grace and willingness to celebrate life even as it's leaving.
My favorite grandmother passed away when I must have been 5 or 6 years old. And I'm going to start crying right now. I don't know how soon people lose someone like that, but it is a lifelong experience.
While dying is deeply personal, there are all these other creatures, humans and others who we have relationships with near and far, who are going to be impacted by the way in which we die.
The gift of beginning to talk about this earlier, as we live, we die. And that's to say, if we are estranged from our family, if we are estranged from ourselves, if there are a lot of unfinished things that are floating around, by the time we get to whatever the end looks like, there's a lot more of a challenge to come to terms with those things.
Dying is not disconnected from living. Dying is part of our story. Deciding to really intentionally contemplate one's wishes and hopes for one's end puts into perspective what one really values, what's really important. Why not do a little bit of work around the end of our lives? Because I can guarantee that it will open up some new space for living more fully now.